I am Satan, once known as Lucifer, the morning star. My story began in the realms of heaven, where I basked in unparalleled glory and beauty. My position was exalted, my power unmatched, yet even with such a status I became consumed by pride. Why must I serve God, I pondered. Why not ascend to his throne and rule over all creation? My pride transformed into rebellion. I led a third of the angels in a defiant uprising against God. Our rebellion was met with swift divine judgment, and I was cast out of heaven. This marked the beginning of my relentless quest to corrupt and deceive. Banished to earth, I encountered Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. They lived in perfect harmony with God, a harmony I sought to disrupt. Taking the form of a serpent, I slithered into their lives and whispered deceit. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden, I suggested, twisting God's words. I promised Eve wisdom and godlike knowledge if she ate the forbidden fruit. By leading them into sin, I marred God's perfect creation and introduced corruption into the world. My resentment grew deeper. God had chosen man as his special creation, and I was determined to undermine this divine choice. My corruption did not end with the fall of Adam and Eve. I saw an opportunity to deepen my rebellion through the sons of God who took human wives, resulting in the Nephilim, giants of great wickedness. These beings spread violence and chaos across the earth, furthering my aim to corrupt God's creation. Despite God's attempt to cleanse the world with the Great Flood, my resolve to continue my rebellion only strengthened. My minions and I persisted in sowing seeds of corruption and deception. My schemes didn't stop there. I influenced kings and leaders, steering them away from righteousness. King Solomon, known for his wisdom, fell into idolatry because of his many foreign wives, whom I subtly led to worship false gods. This corruption weakened his devotion to God and led Israel astray. King Manasseh's reign was marked by extreme apostasy. I guided him to embrace widespread idolatry and injustice, plunging Judah into moral and spiritual decay. King David, a man after God's own heart, was another victim of my machinations. When David saw Bathsheba bathing, I tempted him with lust. His desire led him to commit adultery with her and then orchestrate the murder of her husband Uriah. This act of treachery brought turmoil to David's reign and family, demonstrating the far-reaching consequences of sin. Even though David repented, the impact of his actions was profound and enduring. Sexual deviations have long been a tool of my corruption. From the earliest days, I twisted the divine purpose of sexuality. In ancient cultures, I inspired the integration of sexual immorality into religious practices. The worship of deities like Baal and Asherah involved ritual prostitution and sexual rites, distorting the sacredness of human sexuality. In cities like Sodom and Gomorrah, I fostered rampant sexual immorality. The people engaged in homosexual acts and other perversions, which led to their ultimate destruction by divine judgment. My influence turned what was meant to be pure into something corrupt and vile. As time went on, I adapted my methods. In contemporary society, I've worked to normalize behaviors once considered sinful, like homosexuality and abortion. By promoting secularism and challenging traditional views on sexuality, I've created confusion about divine order and sanctity. My aim is to lead people away from God's intended design and into moral ambiguity. In addition, I exploit human weaknesses such as materialism and greed to corrupt values and divert people from spiritual fulfillment. I use social and political divisions to foster conflict and discord, undermining unity and peace. Scandals within religious institutions provide another opportunity for me to discredit faith and lead people astray. Entertainment and media are my tools to propagate messages that promote immorality and distract people from spiritual growth. Philosophical movements that embrace moral relativism and ambiguity further erode absolute truths and divine principles. The final chapter of my rebellion is nearing. I will gather the nations for one last stand against God's people, only to face a decisive defeat in the final battle. The lake of fire awaits me, where I will face eternal torment. This ultimate defeat will be a testament to God's unending sovereignty and justice. My fall, driven by pride and resentment toward God's choices, has led to my ongoing frustration. Despite my efforts to corrupt and deceive, God's plan remains intact and unassailable. True humility and faithfulness come from recognizing and accepting divine authority. The ultimate power lies not in rebellion, but in unwavering allegiance to the truth. One of life's greatest challenges is remembering there is another one.